Have you ever noticed that you're not the same person everywhere? Like, for example, with your family, you might be this responsible, composed version of yourself. But then you're with your friends and suddenly you're making the dumbest jokes and laughing at the things that aren't even funny. Here's another one. You walk into a job interview and you're articulate, professional, composed, and then you go home, collapse on your couch, then you can barely form a complete sentence to your roommate. It's weird, right? It feels like you're not even the same person. And if you've ever caught yourself thinking, wait, which one is the real me? Well, you're asking exactly the right question. And the answer is way more interesting than you think. Our brains doesn't have a single fixed personality. Instead, our brains are running multiple versions of ourselves simultaneously, and they're switching between them depending on our environment, social context, past experiences, emotional safety. Our brain isn't asking, who am I? It's asking, who should I be right now to survive and connect? And that changes constantly. Imagine your identity as a massive wardrobe. You've got different outfits for different occasions. You don't wear the same thing to a funeral and a wedding, right? That would be insane. Your identity works the same way. Psychologists call these self-schemas, basically different versions of you that gets activated depending on the social context you're in. Your brain built these schemas over time through learning. Every interaction teaches you something. This behavior worked. This behavior protected me. This behavior gained acceptance. So instead of one self, you developed a collection of adaptive selves. And depending on the situation, your brain selects a self that it believes will work best. And this isn't you being fake or two-faced. This is your brain being incredibly sophisticated. Think about it like this. The skills you needed to comfort a friend who is going through a breakup are completely different from the skills you need to negotiate a raise with your boss. If you showed up acting exactly the same way to both the situations, that would be the weird thing. The professional you isn't more real than the goofy you. They're both real. They're just specialized tools your brain has developed for different environments. Now, here's where things can get messy. This switching between selves is usually automatic and helpful, but sometimes it can start to feel wrong. You might experience what psychologists call identity fragmentation, where the gap between your different selves becomes so wide that you start to feel disconnected from yourself, like you're acting out roles that don't belong to you anymore. This especially happens when you're changing rapidly, like in your 20s or during major life transitions. Maybe you've moved to a new city, started a new job, ended a long relationship. Suddenly, the old versions of you don't quite fit anymore, but the new ones haven't fully formed yet. You're in this weird in-between space. Or maybe you're in an environment where you have to suppress a huge part of yourself, like if you're queer but not out at work, or if you have to code switch dramatically between different cultural contexts. That constant suppression, that's exhausting. That's where you get that feeling of, I don't even know who I am anymore. The warning sign isn't that you act differently in different situations. Remember, that's normal. The warning sign is when one or more of those selves feels deeply inauthentic, when you're performing a version of yourself that actively contradicts your core values.
So, if we're all these different people, is there anything consistent? Is there a you underneath all these versions? Yes, but it's not what you think. Your core self isn't a fixed thing that you can discover like finding buried treasure. It's more like a set of values, a compass that guides all your different versions. Think of it this way. An actor plays different roles, but there's still an actor underneath. That actor brings something of themselves to every role. Their interpretation, their energy, their choices. Your core self is similar. It's the through line. It's what you care about, what matters to you, what you will never compromise on even when you're adapting to different situations. Here's a practical way to find it. Look at the moments when you felt most yourself, most alive, most authentic, most energized. What were you doing? Who were you with? What values were you expressing? Now look at your different selves across different contexts. The professional you, the social you, the family you, the private you. Do they all align with those core values? Or are some of them betraying what actually matters to you? Because here's the secret. You can be flexible in how you show up while still being consistent in your values. You can be loud at a party and quiet in a meeting, and both can be authentic expressions of someone who values connection. You can be serious at work and silly with friends, and both can be authentic expressions of someone who values competence and joy. Our goal isn't to be the same person everywhere. Our goal is to make sure all our different versions are working for us, not against us. So, how can we hack our identity instead of feeling like it's hacking us? First, audit yourselves. Seriously, take inventory. Write down the main contexts in your life: work, family, friends, relationships, online, alone. For each one, describe how you show up. What version of you appears? Is that version serving you, or is it outdated or forced or exhausting? Second, bridge the gaps. If there are huge disconnects between your different selves, start bringing them closer together. This doesn't mean acting the same everywhere. It means letting the boundaries get a little more permeable. Maybe you start sharing one more personal thing at work. Maybe you bring a little of your professional confidence into your dating life. Small integrations. You're not trying to collapse everything into one personality. You're just making sure nothing feels like a costume you're forced to wear. Third, cultivate the versions you want. Remember, these different selves are skills you've developed, which means you can develop new ones too. Want to be more confident in social situations? You're not finding your confident self, you're building it through practice, through exposure, through repeatedly choosing to show up that way. The professional version of you wasn't born that way, you developed it through repetition. The same goes for any other version you want to strengthen. Look, you're always going to feel a little different depending on where you are and who you're with. That doesn't mean you're fake, it just means you're human. You're not failing at being consistent, you're adapting. Different situations bring out different parts of you, and each version exists for a reason. So maybe identity isn't something fixed that you have to discover. Maybe it's something that keeps evolving as you move through different spaces and experiences. So the next time you notice yourself changing around certain people, don't panic or overthink it. Just pay attention. Your brain is doing what it's designed to do: adjusting, learning, responding. And maybe the real power isn't having one solid version of yourself, but knowing you can become many. See you in the next one.